I'm Visda Goudarzi. I'm assistant professor at Audio Arts and Acoustics. And this is the course I'm going to teach next semester is Listening to the City. This originated by Nate Beckham, professor at music department, and we created different variations of it depending on our background. The goal of this class is to make students aware of the difference between hearing and listening, and making them understand that by listening they can connect to communities and communicate. And how we do that is also by giving them some tools, how they can filter out distortions, noises in their environment, how they hear sound, and also make them aware of it, and that way they can understand and hear what is important through sound to communicate. And through that they also explore different outcomes of sound. They can see that sound can express power, it can express emotions, it can express creativity, so they get to understand all of that as well. And in this course we have three components. The first component is readings and listenings, which we do weekly in the class, and these readings and listenings are mainly from sound studies. And then the second and third part are more interactive projects that the students work together in groups of interdisciplinary groups. We have about 24 students in each class, so every 4 of them build a group, and I hope that in every group I have students from different departments so that they can work together. The first project, what you saw before, was a piece from John Cage that he connects different parts of the city, and we are going to use 3 of these points, and the students are going to visit these places, and by visiting they also get to listen and perform, or also they can depending on what kind of performance they want to have, and also I take them to one of the sound walks. I go with them, either blindfolded sound walking or guided sound walk, and the second and third one they do by themselves, and then they bring it back to the class, what they have observed in these sound walks, and they try to create their own sonic map of the city. And what is important is also that these performances that they do, it depends on their own performative art that they are interested in. If they are, for example, creative writers, they can even go and recite in that location and kind of record that, or if they want to sing, they want to act, they want to do improv in that location. So all of this is part of the sounds that they create, and they engage with the environment that they are in. And then, yeah, also this whole city is full of sound. So this is part of this exercise that they learn to kind of listen to everything and see the city as a domain of samples, so that they can collect these samples and bring them together and bring them back to the classroom and work on it. Take a breath. Okay, the second project is a soundscape project that it is about that students create a sonic artifact by kind of listening to cultures, and to kind of find what connects these people. Like they go and they engage in a culture or an environment, and they go through the story of this culture together with them. And then it could be a group of students, it could be a culture center, it could be a group that goes and deals with environment. So depending on the interest of this group, they can collect a story that is happening sonically, but then they have to create a sonic production of what they understand from this community and culture. And they bring it into the class in a participatory design process. We do contextual inquiry, we do a lot of iterations of that in the class. In each group we have different students, from design to musicians to theater to writing, everything. So then they can kind of produce and compose this kind of final production that will be their final outcome of the class. And they edit and compose in the class. So that's part of the exercise. And they will present these compositions at the end of the semester, so that will be the outcome of the semester. And also what is also very important to kind of share these outcomes of these two projects online. One option is free sound, one option is also that they put it on the web in other ways, not just on free sound, to share it with the communities, what they have collected and created as well. And I also wanted to bring more of the underrepresented groups in sonic art in the class. That's why I use more than 50% of the literature and listening examples that we have in the class that are made by underrepresented groups. And also, let's start from one now. We do every class with one sonic meditation by Pauline Oliveros. She was a composer, a contemporary composer. She passed away a few years ago. And here, let's start with breathing, all of us, because after so many pachacuchas, it could be good. And let's try to listen to your breathing. And gradually try to make a voice out of your breathing. Thank you.